Halo Studios have started to tease the next update for Halo Infinite, this being the spring update and the first of the next 3 operations, this being Frontlines. We've now had 3 separate teasers for this update, the first of which didn't really show a ton, but could be potentially alluding the return of the fuel rod, the second showing that Assault is one of the planned game modes, and the third giving us our best look yet at the new Halo 2 ODST inspired armor, which will likely be the star of this next operation pass, and gives you armor mostly for the Rakshasa core, and honestly, straight away, this looks gorgeous. But before we talk about this, let's backtrack a little and talk about that very first teaser. It seems like a lot of people missed this, but as the trailer shows off this little tac map, you notice these green flashes go by, and you can hear a sound effect of a weapon firing. Some people have tried to argue that this sounds much more akin to something like the plasma pistol or something else, but I don't really recall the plasma pistol exploding after being fired. There is of course the argument that if the fuel rod comes back it will be added as a weapon model, which isn't entirely out of the question, but again just based on these green flashes alone and the sound effect that plays, weapon models don't tend to change the properties of the projectile that's fired and just the actual weapon's appearance. Of course, aside from this, I've got no proof that it will be the fuel rod, and as of right now it is simply just a theory. There is of course a lot of people that have argued against it, saying Halo Studios would never add a new weapon, as if we didn't just have the MA5K in the last update, which people also said wouldn't have been a new weapon and would have been a weapon model, yet here we are. And just based on that last operation and the winter event as a whole, it does seem like the content that we're getting in future operations could improve drastically. And personally, I would love it if it is the fuel rod that's being teased here, and if that weapon is added with this update. Having a new power weapon would be great, especially one that's as iconic as fuel rod. Moving on to that second trailer with the Assault gameplay, again, we're not really shown a ton, and it doesn't outright confirm what the mode is. But I mean, come on, you can't really watch this trailer and try and tell me that this isn't the Assault game mode. And while that in itself is exciting, I also noticed a couple of new pieces of armor teased here too. The first of which being this helmet here on the Mirage core, which I do think could be Hermes from Halo 5, Kelly's helmet. And it also looks like there might be some new shoulder pads on this armor. Hermes has been in the files for a little bit now since the last update released, so I could definitely see it releasing during this update. And then we also get a look at another Spartan here donning this red coating, and it appears to be on the Mark IV core, and it appears the Spartan is wearing some new knee pads, a new utility piece potentially. That chest piece definitely doesn't look like one that's currently available on the Mark IV, and that helmet also looks new based on its shape. I do believe it could be one of the Fireteam Raven ODST helmets, or at least one inspired by it. Which of course brings us to today's teaser, where they've given us the official time for when the community livestream will take place, where they'll of course be showing off the new update and the 2025 HCS roadmap. I'm really hoping for another UK event. But of course on this teaser, on the thumbnail and the post that they released on Twitter, we of course get a better look at this new Halo 2 ODST inspired armor, and I do think this will likely be the free armor with some more ODST inspired armor releasing on the store. So overall, it's shaping up to be another exciting update, and I think an ODST battle pass / operation is something we've all been asking for a long time, and is definitely a very nice departure from all the Banished stuff and Covenant and Brute related armor that we've had over the past few operations. And I'm curious to see what the next 2 passes after this will look like. But overall, I'm just happy to get a look into what we're seeing with the game next. Though I'm doubtful it would be announced during a random community livestream, part of me is hoping that they might announce that MCC or Infinite is coming to PlayStation and Nintendo platforms in future. I know there's a lot of people that are against that idea, but at this point it's very evident that Microsoft themselves don't care about the Xbox brand, not anywhere near as much as they used to. And I'm definitely not going to complain about Halo getting more players. At the end of the day, I want my favourite series to succeed, and if this is how it has to be done, then so be it. Anyways, curious to hear what you all have to think about the new update, or at least what we've seen so far. Of course, I'm going to stream the community live stream tomorrow and give my initial thoughts, and then likely follow that up with a couple of videos afterwards once we know more. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.